Hello, viewers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, let us look at on this topic, which is very much important: the common mistakes students make during their final exams. Okay, there are several things that makes people to fail their exams. It is not just the lack of information or not knowing the questions or not studying, so to say, but there are several things that makes people uh, to actually fail their exams. So today I've listed some of the common mistakes that students make during their final exams. So the first one is failure or not reading instruction. Okay, so failure to read instructions is one of the common mistakes that students make. You just want to rush to answer the questions without reading the instructions. You'll find that you will answer the questions that you are not supposed to answer, or you answer all questions whilst there are certain questions which are optional. So ensure that you read instructions, know the questions which are compulsory and the questions which are optional. Know how many questions you are supposed to answer before you start answering. How can you answer something without reading the instructions? So instructions are very important. So know or read instructions. That is the first point. The second point, it is running out of time. Okay, so now this is as a result of failure to manage time. You want to spend too much time on one question, leaving the other questions with no time. So ensure that the time that you spend on this question will not affect the time that you will spend on the other questions. You understand? So focus or balance time. Don't spend too much time just on one question. You want to spend 30 minutes answering a question that only carries maybe 5 marks or 2 marks. So you should know how to manage time. Don't run out of time because of poor time management. Then number 3, not revising past papers. Most of the students, they make a mistake of each and every time going through the notes. Going through the notes is very important, but when you are near the exams, when you don't have time, ensure that you understand the past papers. Keep on revising the past papers, because the past papers will make you to understand the way the questions are being brought, the way the ECZ bring questions, the way they bring questions, the questions which they usually repeat and the questions which do not usually come. So you will only know that after you've been revising the past papers. So that is very important as well. Then number 4, ignoring the number of marks. You just want to start answering the question without seeing or considering the marks that they have given that question. How can you provide the explanation? You write the full paper just for the question which carries 2 marks. How can you provide 2 points, 2 lines for the question which carries 10 marks? So you should know, you should consider the number of marks. That will also, that actually, that is the one which will determine the content which you need to provide. Okay, so don't ignore the number of marks. If the question carries 2 marks, ensure that you provide the explanation that is appropriate to that 2 marks. If the question carries 4 marks, ensure that you provide the information that is appropriate to the 4 marks. Then tip number 5, writing without planning. This usually applies to essay questions and composition writings. How can you write? How can you start writing your composition or your essay, so to say, without planning? So any question that has essay, before you start writing essays or composition in English, the first few minutes should be spent on planning. Plan how you are going to go about that question, how you are going to bring out points, how you are going to ensure that you don't forget points whilst you are writing, because there are cases where the essay requires you to bring out about maybe 10 points, then along the way you forget other points. How are you going to ensure that you don't forget other points whilst you are writing? So plan. Then number 6, depending too much on memorizing. Okay, many students want to focus on memorizing, or I'll just study the night before the exam. Memorizing is risky. ensure that you understand the concepts, ensure that you understand the formula that you are using, ensure that you understand each and every concept instead of memorizing, because memorizing, the moment they just change the numbers or the questions, they just change few questions, I mean few things in a question, you actually fail, because you've just memorized. So ensure that you understand the concept instead of memorizing. Then the last one is panicking or giving up during an exam. Okay, so this usually happens in a case where you failed, in a case where actually you've not maybe you've found one question difficult, then you decide to just give up in an exam. No. This is actually common to students. One question, just one question, can't make you fail the exam. So if one question is hard, doesn't mean the entire exam is hard. So ensure that you concentrate on those questions that you are capable of answering instead of giving up. Okay, these are some of the important tips, and don't you forget to subscribe and like.